Okay, I'm at the Philadelphia Open. This is March the 25th. I took a bye in the first round, so this is my first round playing game, even though it's the second round of the tournament. I'll give you a summary. I played very poorly, very quickly. We opened with the English opening. I wanted to transpose to Nimzo Indian. I don't know why I wanted to transpose it. I should have just played the English. Nothing too spectacular here. I wasn't totally confident in this move, but I believe it's okay. Developing my bishop, getting ready to castle. He's going to try to fianchetto his bishop. I wasn't sure about this move, but I believe it's okay, as long as I play the bishop to b7 right away and don't delay. Looking back on it, pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes, queen takes, threatening my knight. I'm sorry, threatening my rook. I really didn't want that to happen. I could have went pawn takes, knight takes, bishop comes here, but then knight takes bishop. He's left with the bishop pair. So I did d6. My idea here was pawn takes, I castle, my rook is on open file. Should have been good for me. Now you remember I said a little while ago that long this is a good move, long as I play bishop b7 right away. Well, I didn't. This is just the 7th move. I should have just played the bishop here, pawn takes, pawn takes. You can't stop me from castling. I castle out of the center. Instead, I thought about all these other moves, and at the last second I said, well, let's close the position. I haven't been playing tactically very well, so I'm just going to close the position. Never really looked at the move, all the options that were available. I just made the move. And of course, it's the losing move. Well, I'll give you a second if you can see that position very well. You really can't, so I'll just play it out. Knight takes pawn. Now if pawn takes pawn, then pawn pushes forward. He attacks my rook and attacks the piece. So he's going to come out pawn ahead, whether or not I'm going to exchange another piece for it. Pawn takes. He might even come out rook ahead because I can't stop the attack on the rook. So of course I had to give him the knight. I didn't give it to him, he took it. Well, on just the 7th move, that's pretty sad opening play. Now he actually played to d3. I thought if he played to c6, I might as well resign because everything is falling apart. I would have to just let his knight sit there, try to make other moves. Because it's take, queen blockades, pawn, knight attacks, queen moves away, pawn pushes up, his bishop is on my rook again. Now I get the bishop b7. Well, the damage is already done. He castles out. Now during the game, I thought that this was a very good move. I say he's a pawn up, just exchange off pieces and win the end game. What he's trying to do is expand in the center of the board, but in the process of doing so, he's also weakening his king. So I said, well, maybe there are going to be some opportunities here Looking back on it, I should have let him push through the center. I should have taken action on the queen side. I was trying to play patiently, hoping for a significant mistake. And once he pushes up here, take, I didn't want this bishop to be able to pin the knight. Next played knight to h7, just trying to keep pieces on the board, so at some point I might be able to complicate the position. Looking back on it, I'm wondering if take and then play the knight back so that the knight will have somewhere to go. By not exchanging, it just cramps my position that much more. I was kind of happy when I saw e6. I thought that relieved a lot of the pressure, but it really didn't. And the reason why I went into this line, there's a possibility where he could go wrong if he decided to take the knight, thinking that he'd catch the knight and the bishop. If you take the knight, the rook checks, queen takes, and you lose back the pawn with a halfway decent position for black. Still losing, but at least it's a little bit better. But he played the right continuation, took off the bishop first. Well, I'm looking back at it, maybe knight back here, then up here. With the idea of eventually coming to an active square at d4, because here is just passive. I'm trying to play a solid defense. And here, I said, oh my goodness, is he trying for a draw by repetition? I said, he can't be. And sure enough, he wasn't. He was just trying to get some moves out of the way so that he'd be able to make time control. But you know, I can't do anything better. I have to play back to f8 because if he comes in this time, I'll have to take him. Otherwise, he'll win this pawn. He's building up quite nicely. As all his pieces in play, I started to play the rook. I said maybe I can use this rook here and this other rook somewhere over here. I finally got to make a unforced move. Feeling pretty good. Of course, a good feeling faded really fast. He's threatening to win my bishop, so I have to capture him. Now he captured back with the pawn, even though I thought he should have captured back with the rook. Opened up the position. He has the space. Right there, that was pretty much the decisive move. I take the pawn because I have to. My bishop can't go anywhere. He pushes forward. I take that pawn. Now I saw this coming and I said, okay, he gets a pawn, he gets a piece for a pawn, so he's way ahead. But I have a fork, and this is as far as I went with my analysis. I'm thinking maybe he went a little bit further, because even though I get the piece back, I have to give up another pawn. And in a very simplified position, he shouldn't have any trouble winning this. So what I actually did at this point is, and it could have gotten complicated if he tried to go here. I could have taken, then when he tries to win the exchange, I'll still have this rook, but he didn't. He went back to d2, and now I pretty much have to take. He takes check, so he gets back the pawn, but more important, check, he wins the exchange. And from here, it just becomes a matter of technique. Although I probably should have played here. I was so tired of not having any pieces in active positions. Defend the pawn. Put two attackers on the pawn. This is the best I can do in this position. It's just a lost position. He's up the exchange and the pawn. Not just the exchange, but also extra pawn. Now here I thought maybe I should take, attack, defend, attack the rook and the pawn. Rook steps over. I still think Black is in way too much trouble, but that would have been better than just exchanging off a pair of rooks, which is what happened in the game. I have to stop the king from coming through. My king's ultimately going to be needed to stop this pawn. Sure if he made that move. But for all intents and purposes, the game is over. Well, on to the next round.